Marissa Peters. I work at our Ridgeway location here at CCC, and I'm just going to share a little bit of my story with it being Pride Month. My pronouns are she, they. I grew up a little bit more androgynous than most girls, basically just by the clothing that I would wear, the hairstyles that I chose. And growing up, I kind of used more they, them pronouns, but after exploring my femininity growing up, I have combined both she and they, as a lot of people do. So just knowing that I don't mind people using, she, her, or they, them pronouns with me. Growing up in a rural community, it was definitely scary thinking about my own gender and sexuality, because it's something that no one ever talks about. You're told, you don't talk about that stuff. We're not going to hear about that stuff. And so you kind of just, shove it under the rug and you don't think about it. But, suppressing it, and it gets scary after a while, because it's something that you have to come to terms with at some point. I know for me, it's something that I kind of came to the realization when I was about 15, but I never really told anyone until I was in my 20s. I use the term queer because it is more open, it is more inclusive. The way that I describe it to me, I can be attracted to anyone regardless of their gender or sexual orientation. A lot of people still think that queer is still a bad word and you should not use it. But even now, in our education system, in college, that is what we are using as the more inclusive word. So I don't want to use words like gay, lesbian, or if you just don't know, using queer is a more acceptable, more inclusive term. So before I came out, I was absolutely terrified. I did not want to tell anyone in my family, growing up in that small community, especially with a more religious focused environment. I was not going to tell anyone. That is what I told myself. But when I finally did, it wasn't bad at all. My family is still supportive of me. I'm still, thriving in my career. I'm still doing the things that I want to do. It really wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. I feel like I made it out a lot worse than it was. Mental health in the LGBT community is very important to talk about with your community. People should be very open talking about it, being a little bit more inclusive, more open-minded, especially whenever they do decide to reach out to services for mental health, making sure that we are more open-minded with them and we can work with them on those things that we wouldn't even really think about, like using the word partner instead of, husband or wife. The best piece of advice that I could probably give is that there are agencies and organizations out there that are welcoming to you and that you don't have to feel alone. There are people that you can reach out to and receive services from and not have to feel that sense of that fear of not belonging.